Well, hello there, Virgo. This is Cindy from the New Moon Tarot. I'm a witch and a tarot card reader, and this is a general love reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Virgo for the week of September 6th. I have to keep on looking at the calendar. How did it get to be September? All right, this is an interesting reading. It's for those of you who are not in communication with someone, or for those of you who see this person every day, but you're not saying what needs to be said, and neither are they. You're both being very quiet. If this one doesn't resonate so much, please check your natal chart and look at my other readings this week on YouTube. One of those may be more in your energy stream. If you're a cross watcher, meaning that you're involved with a Virgo, or you'd like to be, keep in mind that the energies are probably going to be reversed for you. And as a side note, I am loving the Virgo energy. I have been cleaning like crazy. I went through all of my altars, so let me know how Virgo season is treating you all. All right, let's get started. So, like I said, there's some worry here. We have defensive behavior with the Seven of Wands, and this is the overall energy. We're going to do the present situation, you, your person, the advice, and the outcome. Seven of Wands is defensive. It's feeling backed in a corner. There was once happiness here with that Ten of Cups, or this is a committed relationship, but things have gone kind of sour, or there's the possibility of a committed relationship, but not as things currently stand. I think both of you are kind of experiencing a happiness outage here. We have the Nine of Swords, which is worry. I do think you're maybe agonizing over discussing things with this person, or you wonder if they're holding back and they wonder if you are holding back. Both of you are holding back from what I can see. All right, let's take a look at the present situation. We have the Three of Swords. So there's heartache here, or heartbreak, or disappointment. I wonder if your needs aren't being met, or theirs aren't, or you've had a cycle of breaking up with this person. Things can never seem to get on the right track. We have the Page of Cups. Pages carry messages in the deck, and in the reverse position, there's a message or talking with someone that's not happening. That communication is not moving forward. We have the Sun. Now, the Sun can mean happiness. It can mean, like a warm, kind of fuzzy sort of feeling, but it can also mean illumination. And I think really that is the key to this reading, or what is the major theme, is that there needs to be some sunlight on this situation. On your side, on their side. It dawned on me, sunlight is the best disinfectant. I think this relationship needs some disinfectant. That's what I'm going to say. It's destroying your happiness. You need to speak. They need to speak. Both of you need to speak up and tell your truth. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Let's look at your energy. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. This can mean feeling unsettled. The Queen of Cups is very emotional, and I say that in the best possible way. She's in touch with her emotions. She's kind of a counselor type. People come to her, they want to speak to her. And I say her, but I could mean him. Don't worry about the gender of that card. It's just someone who listens and gives good advice. And in the reverse position, you're feeling overwhelmed, almost emotionally overwhelmed. I think it's because here's that Nine of Swords again. You're worrying about this. Maybe there's a lot of conflict in your relationship with the Five of Swords. For me, it feels like circular conflict, though. Like you're going around and around, maybe having the same kind of arguments, but you aren't necessarily resolving anything. You know what I mean? Because you don't go deeper. We need that sunlight on things. What is the underlying cause? It isn't because this person, left the towels on the bathroom floor, which is gross, by the way. It's something deeper. So I think it's surface, and that's the problem. We're not digging down, getting where we need to be. Speaking our truth. We have the Two of Pentacles. I think you're seriously wondering, and if you're not in contact with this person, you're going back and forth weighing your options about speaking with them. Should I? Shouldn't I? And I think you want to tell them something. The Moon is here. The Moon it's an interesting card. It's very Carl Jung for me. I have a background in psychology. It's the hidden, it's the shadow self, it's the unknown, it's fears, it's anxieties, it can be lies, or just something that this person doesn't know. Maybe your needs aren't being met. Maybe you have deep feelings for them and you're afraid they don't share them. Whatever it is, there's something they don't know. And you are feeling very protective with the Four of Pentacles. That's holding back. So you aren't contacting them if you're, not speaking to this person, you aren't reaching out. If you are speaking to them, you aren't saying anything that really needs to be said. You're holding on to yourself. You're feeling very protective. This card is associated like with stinginess or being frugal if there's like an issue with money. But for me, it's also about vulnerability. It's feeling a lack, feeling as if, I don't know, you could lose all of your chips at any time. So it speaks to vulnerability to me. And I think that's maybe what you're feeling, especially with that moon there, with all those fears and anxieties in that card. Now, we also have the Two of Cups. Hold on a second. All right, Two of Cups in reverse, Two of Chalices in this deck. There's a lot of love here. Now, for some of you, this is probably even a friendship. This is a general reading, so there's a lot here that speaks of a connection with someone that's going sour. And the Two of Cups is a partnership card. It can be friends, it can be lovers. It's that mutual admiration and that willingness to do anything for the person. My sister and I come up as Two of Cups all the time, just because we are ride or die for one another. She is like my other half in many ways. I would do anything for her. And this person and you have that sort of relationship. You would do a lot for this person. You care about them. You want this to succeed, but uh, we have this defensive behavior again with the Seven of Wands. There's a shield around her. I almost wonder if you've been really hurt before. Because we have the Five of Cups, and that's about regrets from the past. So, I don't know, maybe this person hurt you really bad, and you're still in a relationship with them, but you're not fully trusting them. So you've moved forward, but not really. You're stuck in the past and what happened. If not, it's regrets about things that have happened in this relationship or from a previous relationship that's holding you back. There's something here about having that Two of Cups in the upright and focusing on what has happened, like protecting yourself against it from happening again. I don't know, but that protective layer also keeps you from getting close to the person. And I just feel called to tell you that. All right. Let's take a look at your person because they are just as conflicted as you are. We have the Five of Wands. There may be some drama in your relationship, some fighting, but this can also mean an internal conflict. They feel also like you're stuck. There's the Hanged Man here that's kind of hanging out, not moving forward, not moving backward. I almost feel like you've had a falling out and it just, I don't know, you're just sort of creeping along, not really going anywhere. And yet, with that Nine of Wands, they haven't given up. This is like the soldier who is still in the battle, which is interesting with that Five of Wands. There's passion here. There's purpose. The wands are associated with passion and power and sex and creativity, and they're just very passionate cards. This person is passionate about you. They're not willing to give up the fight. They still want to make this work. Maybe what you need is an argument there with the Five of Wands, like a productive argument. I almost feel like you just stuff down, both of you, and you don't discuss it, so it just festers there. Yeah, it's a sunlight issue. All right, we have strength, and we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, the frickin' Ace of Swords. There needs to be some truth coming out. Speaking your truth, like a revelation. And they're holding back something as well, by the way, because that showed up for them. Or they've picked up on your need to be quiet. That's a distinct possibility because they have strength here, which is holding back. It's being strong. It's being the strong, silent type, regardless if this is a man or a woman. That Nine of Cups in reverse, though, they're not feeling very happy either. There's a lack of satisfaction here. And I think that's because, there's no movement with the Hanged Man. It's just, there feels like very stagnant energy here. All right. We have the Ten of Wands. That's emotional burdens. This person may feel like they can't unload their burden. They can't tell you about it. But because the Eight of Swords has showed up here, it's a self-inflicted sort of burden. The Eight of Swords is self-limiting behavior. It's not like, all right, let me dive down in here. She's caged in by these swords, but only on a couple sides. She could get out if she wanted to. It's about limiting yourself. And I feel like they're not sharing or not lifting these emotional burdens, and they could. They could totally do that, but they're choosing not to. Maybe that's because of the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords rushes in and out of situations. He's impulsive, he's impetuous, he makes things worse rather than better. He doesn't think things through, he doesn't have a plan. It's all about passion, too. He's very, in many ways, he's sort of driven by emotion, which is interesting for a sword. But he's just, he's a blunt instrument. Let's just put it that way. And I think this person is having that kind of problem. How much do they share? How do they share it? This person may literally be running away from their feelings themselves, more so than you or the relationship, although they could be running out of this relationship and back in again as well. All right, let's look at your advice. So we have death. Yeah, there needs to be some change here. Death is uncomfortable. And that's what like the crux of this is. There's an uncomfortable conversation coming. Really uncomfortable. There needs to be some conflict with the Five of Wands, but it needs to be productive conflict because the King of Swords has shown up here. The King of Swords is very logical. He's very matter of fact. He keeps things in order. So all of these things need to be discussed, but they need to be done in a very organized way. And I say that as an Aquarius. I always do better whenever I discuss something without a lot of anger or feelings, but you may feel differently as a Virgo. Do this however you want, but there needs to be a discussion, and like some emotion needs to be sucked out of it so that you don't devolve into like a Five of Wands situation where you're just fighting with each other and saying nothing. All right, let's look at your oracle. We have the Skull of Light, illumination. Yes, there is a distinct lack of illumination here. There's shadows. We're headed into shadow season, and this is a shadowy reading. There's a lot of things that are beneath the surface kind of flowing. Oh, hold on. We have not enough, frustrated in a relationship. You're feeling frustrated, aren't you? We have self-sabotage, fear, egos. I don't think there's jealousy, maybe a lack of confidence. I do think this is, a lot of this is fear. It's fear, it's anxiety, it's rumination, worrying about stuff, and you could fix it. I would almost rather just bring it out rather than like stew on it, but I'm really bad. Like I will wake up in the middle of the night thinking about stuff. All right, here's your outcome. We have the Four of Wands. So there's a reconciliation here. If you're separated from this person, provided that you take this advice over here, there's the possibility of a reconciliation, getting together again, or more stability in the relationship. I think there's a lack of stability right now and happiness. And this is a card all about happiness. They're celebrating. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, for me, this says that this is going to be an ongoing process. Like you'll work together with that Three of Pentacles. You're going to come together and figure some stuff out, but it's going to take time. The Seven of Pentacles is about adjusting and readjusting and planting seeds and growing something. It takes some time and effort. It isn't something that just kind of like you flip a switch and it's magically going to be better. This is going to take a while. All right. Let me know down below if this resonated at all for you, Virgo. Please like and subscribe since I do free weekly readings here on YouTube for all the signs. If you want to order your own private reading, You can find all of my info down below in the description box. My least expensive one is $20. And thank you so much for watching. All right, blessed be.